Have you ever pondered how a country lives and breathes, where the familiar notions of space and customs intertwine with ancient traditions preserved to this day? Imagine a place where steam baths are considered sacred male sanctuaries. Picture camels still accompanying wedding ceremonies in the South, creating a special atmosphere of celebration and ancient wisdom. Envision a simple cup of fragrant mint tea becoming the start of a long and sincere friendship, one that lasts a lifetime. Welcome to the country called Algeria, a place where ancient tribes test grooms, not with traditional trials, but with riddles, where brides change into 7 different wedding dresses in a single day, as if in a swift dance of traditions and innovations. From high mountain peaks covered with snowcaps to low-lying areas where sugar beets grow, Algeria represents an amazing fusion of mysteries, centuries-old customs, and striking contrasts, which amaze the imagination of anyone who dares to touch its rich culture. And if you are wondering which country is the largest on the African continent, the answer is clear. It is Algeria. Stay with us, because today we will tell you about 15 of the most amazing and sometimes incredible facts associated with this unique state in our new exciting documentary about travel and discoveries. We begin with number 15. It is the largest country in Africa by area, located at the junction of the Mediterranean coast and the vast Sahara Desert. It occupies a huge space, 3 times the size of the state of Texas, and even larger than Alaska, which is considered the largest state in the United States. This fact may surprise many, especially those Americans who do not know about the scale and wealth of African states. For 123 years, from 1830 to 1953, Algeria was under French colonial rule. Even to this day, this influence is felt in its cultural and architectural environment, creating a unique combination of Arabic traditions and French heritage. Here you can hear the adhan, the call to prayer, ringing out from mosques built in architectural forms reminiscent of Parisian buildings, which is especially surprising for the center of the continent. The area of the country exceeds 999,000 square miles, or more than 1,400,000 square kilometers, which is astounding. The territory is rich and diverse. There are mountains covered with snow, olive groves stretch out, the sea glistens, and the endless dunes of the Sahara occupy more than 80% of the entire state. Climatic conditions in Algeria are also extremely diverse. In winter, you can ski on the mountain slopes, enjoying the freshness and coolness. In the summer months, the temperature can reach 50 degrees Celsius, turning the deserts into hot and lifeless spaces. The population of the country as of 2025 is more than 47,400,000 people, most of whom are Arabs and Berbers. They speak Arabic, French, and Berber languages, creating a polyphony of cultures and traditions. An interesting fact: more ancient written monuments have been found in Algeria than Latin ones. In some areas, there is still no mobile communication, which makes traveling around the country like moving through time, returning tourists to the era of ancient civilizations. Let's move on to number 14. This concerns the unusual culture of male steam baths, which in Algeria are treated with special respect and sacredness. If you want to understand what an Algerian is really thinking about, forget about cafes and restaurants. When a man invites you there, this can be seen as a special sign of immense trust and respect. Such an invitation is like an invitation to enter the closest circle of his family, into his personal space, where there is sincere warmth and candor. For women, there is also the opportunity to visit a hammam, a traditional oriental bath. But this is often done at specific times or in women's bathhouses where there is a special atmosphere of seclusion and tranquility. Before visiting the hammam, a special ritual is usually performed, which includes fragrant scrubs and traditional blessings, creating a sense of special connection with culture and spirituality. If you are interested in this ancient and rich tradition, you can leave the number 3 in the comments to express your interest and learn more about its features and meaning. Algerian women are like desert roses, resilient and captivating in their inner strength. They are often called desert roses because they symbolize beauty, resilience, and steadfastness in harsh climates and traditional customs. These women are reinterpreting the image of modern Muslim women, wearing the hijab not as a symbol of restriction, but as an expression of pride and inner strength. Many of them still wear the traditional white hijab, leaving only one eye open. This very look can express more than any makeup or modern cosmetics. It hides wisdom, dignity, and unwavering faith in their own strength. Surprisingly, more than 6/10 of the students in Algerian universities are women. This is evidence that in this country, traditions and modern ambitions are perfectly combined. Female students feel confident in classrooms, in courts, in hospitals, and in technological laboratories, proving that the pursuit of knowledge and personal development is an integral part of their culture. They perceive education not only as personal development, but also as a way to honor their heritage and strengthen their identity. In the realm of love, these women are distinguished by restraint, but at the same time, devotion. They know how to give feelings with dignity and inner depth, which evokes respect and admiration. In the markets, they can be found choosing herbs, vegetables, and fruits, dressed in magnificent dresses with handmade embroidery, which emphasizes their unique style and richness of culture. Their restrained presence cannot be ignored, and it leaves an indelible mark on the memory. If you are touched by this exemplary beauty, write the number 8 in the comments to express your admiration. The oldest and most authentic inhabitants of North Africa are the Berbers, or, as they are also called, Amazigh, free people. Their presence in these lands dates back to distant times before the arrival of the Romans, slaves, or French colonizers. Today, Berbers make up approximately 30% of the country's population, and their culture is the heart and soul of Algeria. They have their own language, a zikri, and a unique script, Finnic. Their rich oral tradition, tattoos, traditional crafts, vibrant holidays and rituals, such as Yenayir, the Berber New Year, pass on their ancient knowledge and customs to generations. This holiday falls in January and is accompanied by treats of couscous, folk music, and dances under the polar moon. Despite centuries of external influence and attempts at assimilation, Berber communities maintain a strong connection with traditions. In the Kabyle Mountains or on the edge of the desert, women still wear bright dresses and adorn themselves with silver jewelry. They sing during the harvest and live in mud, brick, or stone houses. Their whole life is a joint decision-making process at meetings where every voice matters. At Berber weddings, there's a tradition of asking a riddle for the future groom, who must solve it in order to pass through the gate to the house of the future bride. If he fails, he will not be allowed inside. This tradition emphasizes the value of the mind and wisdom, not wealth. Deep in the desert expanses, covered with a layer of sand, lies a city known as Timimun, the Red City, which is famous for its special color and rich history. Each of its buildings, as if carved from moonlight, is built from rich red Saharan clay, which turns into a bright orange-brown canvas at sunset, as if painted with fire. This city is like a living being, engulfed in a flame of color and light. But the blazing clay is not just an element of decor. It performs an important function, being a natural thermal insulation material. Thanks to it, the houses in Timimun retain coziness and comfort despite the scorching sun when the temperature reaches 115 degrees Celsius during the day. And in the cold nights, they retain heat, turning the cold desert into a cozy haven. The architecture of this unusual city is a vivid testament to the mixture of cultures and traditions. It traces the features of Berber, Arabic, and Sudanese styles, creating a unique kaleidoscope of forms and lines. Majestic arched doorways, narrow windows designed to protect from the hot sun, and thick, strongly folded walls resembling fortresses. All this speaks of the need to survive in harsh climatic conditions and of the resilience of residents. These walls not only serve as protection from sandstorms and time, but also testify to the skill of local architects, creating charm and comfort, inherent only in this place. The local population is famous for its warm hospitality, which is expressed through sincere cordiality and joy of meeting. They annually hold folk festivals, filled with dances and rituals passed down from generation to generation. For example, before entering the house, circles of red sand and salt are traditionally drawn, symbols of good luck and well-being, protecting the house and its inhabitants. But the most amazing thing about Timimun is its underground wonders, hidden from prying eyes. There is an ancient system of fagaras, a network of canals dug into the ground, which continues to supply the city with water for irrigation and agriculture to this day. Thanks to these underground highways, despite the harsh climatic conditions, the city retains its vitality and fertility. Today, this bright and vibrant oasis is a living testament to human resilience, perseverance, and the ability to combine traditions, clay, and sun to create a truly unique settlement. All this is the result of combining natural resources, ancient knowledge, and cultural traditions, turning Timimun into one of the most mesmerizing desert cities in the world. Let's move on to the next object, the land of the Queen of Dates, which occupies a special place among the natural riches of this region. In Algeria, dates are not just a place to collect fruits, but a symbol of a way of life, imbued with the spirit of traditions and family values. Dates here are not just food, but an integral part of the cultural heritage, accompanying every meal, holiday, and even the first greetings of guests. Algeria ranks 4th in the world in date exports, and its oases are famous for their rich, fertile land. This country has more than 3 million hectares of plantations, on which these precious palm fruits are grown, among which the so-called Golden Deglet Noor occupies a special place. Fruits that locals call the Queen of Dates. These soft, dark, and juicy fruits are famous for their sweet taste, which cannot be confused with any other. For Algerians, the start of the day usually begins with black coffee and dates, which serve not only as a delicious and nutritious breakfast, but also as a symbol of well-being and hospitality. To finish the meal, they often serve dates stuffed with walnuts, and next to it, they always put a plate with fruits to treat guests. In the culture of the country, dates occupy a special place. They are used in rituals associated with celebrating the birth of a child, weddings. Even today, the handicraft art of Algeria is recognized as one of the intangible cultural heritages of the country, being a living testimony to the rich history and traditions. These unique products and skills continue to live and develop, weaving into the daily life of local residents, like an invisible thread connecting the past and the present. In the markets, which are the heart of any Algerian community, you can find items that not only decorate everyday life, but also hold deep meaning. Among them are jugs for water, made of clay or metal, which served and continue to serve for storing and serving life-giving moisture. No less popular are dishes for cooking couscous, a traditional dish that is associated with family feasts and hospitality. Also in use remain bread ovens, special structures where traditional Algerian bread is baked, preserving centuries-old recipes and secrets of craftsmanship. All this is used in the same way as hundreds of years ago, maintaining its significance and authenticity, becoming an integral part of the cultural image of the country. Life in Algeria is a real movement in the rhythm of secular and historical heritage, especially in the capital, which is rightfully considered one of the centers of light. From a bird's eye view, looking at the city, you can see how it resembles a huge snow-white carpet spreading across the hills and stretching to the shores of the Mediterranean Sea. This city has deservedly received the nickname White City for its houses, painted in pure white color. They sparkle under the bright sun, reflecting the azure waves of the sea surface, creating an atmosphere filled with dreamy elegance and tranquility. Walking along the main streets, such as Didouche or Belvisdat, you can feel a harmonious combination of modernity and colonial architecture, left over from the times of French rule. Here, Venetian trams stroll, slowly crawling along the rails, and people leisurely chat on the sidewalks, taking breaks in their affairs. In cafes filled with the aromas of coffee and fresh pastries, you can hear the soft clinking of spoons, merging with the hum of motorcycles that deftly glide between passers-by, creating a lively, dynamic atmosphere of the city. When the sun sets below the horizon, a special time comes. Algeria comes to life in a new rhythm. The melodies of Andalusian music begin to sound in the air, intertwined with the rhythms of French jazz, creating a unique musical palette. In coastal bars and restaurants located by the sea, a real gastronomic celebration begins. Here, fresh fish is fried over an open fire, filling the air with appetizing aromas. Dinners in Algeria usually start late, around 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening, as if nature itself lingers to give you the opportunity to enjoy the moment. This rhythm of life seems special. Time seems to stand still, in order to give people the opportunity to fully immerse themselves in pleasure and communication. It is imperative to visit the Kasbah of Algeria, an ancient stone labyrinth that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This historical complex is a living testimony to the era of the Ottoman Empire, where every stone, every narrow alley, seems to transport the traveler to the past, allowing them to feel the spirit of ancient times.